Nobody move and nobody gets hurt. This is a stick up by Jerry and Adrian, the Legalized Robbery podcast.
The big question then is, what are the types of projects that would withstand regulation or be agile enough or be quick enough to adapt to coming regulation? And I had a few in mind, and I just wanted to focus on one in particular, and that one being Chainlink. And for anybody that wants to sort of find out on a very basic level what Chainlink is, we've discussed it in the previous podcast, so you can go and check out the old stuff, just to get you up to speed.
Yeah.
But Chainlink is basically like just very high level description is like it's an oracle. They get information that you can then use to inform all kinds of things in the blockchain. Because they're so useful, because they're an oracle that they pull price data, real world data on, I don't know, it could be anything in real estate, and then inform the blockchain. Because they're so useful, they are used by a bunch of other coins.
Yeah.
And they allow for interoperability between those coins. Interoperability, the easiest example of that being, I'm on one phone network, Adi's on another phone network, yet when I call him, it's possible to get through to him, even though we're on two different phone networks, right? So it's almost like Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is interoperable if you think about it. And Chainlink works in the same way, but just in the crypto space. And it allows for other blockchains to communicate to each other certain information. And this usefulness is so big that I think it's. I don't know the exact number. I have this graph here that I could show. Oops. So this graph,
Yeah.
as you can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
So down here, you have Chainlink, and they support all of these different coins,
Yeah.
and they offer them interoperability
Mm-hmm.
and are acting as an oracle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look closely, these are like really, really big coins. I mean, you have Synthetics, which is a DEX platform, decentralized exchange. Uniswap obviously needs no introduction. You have Compound, a lot of very, popular names. And
Yeah.
Chainlink is the background of all of this. Furthermore, Chainlink is working with Swift, and they're creating their own smart oracle through a Chainlink. And what's interesting is that Swift is deeply entrenched in the traditional finance industry,
Yeah.
and they work with more than 11,000 banks, as you can see here. So just think about the scope here, and cycling back to what I said originally, what would be the type of coin that would be able to withstand regulation? And in my opinion, it would be the type that is already entrenched in the traditional finance industry. And this is one example of it, Chainlink. And what's crazy is that Swift is working with Chainlink, obviously, but Swift also works with China. Yet China banned Bitcoin, but still, in some indirect fashion, is working with Chainlink. Like it's almost like Chainlink is so sort of important to or so useful that you cannot deny it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the future, this will continue to increase sort of the use case for Chainlink. I think there was another. Yeah. So, what do you think, Adi?
Well, for starters, I wanted to say that I I'm having so sorry. Let me start from the bottom. Gary Gensler, like you said, I also read about him when he got this position. I read about his past at MIT. I think he was part of the finance school, so he wasn't necessarily on the tech side. He was on the financial side, and yeah, he was giving lectures. I'm not sure if it was just crypto, but definitely about crypto as well. So he is at least a knowledgeable guy about the industry, which makes me happy from the perspective that they had the big tech hearings, and the guy was asking, I think it was the guy from Microsoft, why do I have this in my Gmail? And the guy was like, what are you talking about? Like, dude, yeah. So I'm not sure if this was exactly the case, but he was asking about another company's product and why he had some spam in his email or some shit like that, which is absolutely fucking absurd. Like, you cannot have those kind of people regulating anything or like passing any types of laws because they don't know shit about that. So from this perspective, I think it's a good thing that there's a guy who's knowledgeable and understands them. I mean, we don't know what his moral alignment is, which is actually more important here, not just the understanding, because he might want to destroy crypto because he wants centralized exchange control, whatever. So, but yeah,
Overlord.
at least he knows what he's doing, which is a good thing. Regarding what you say, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not sure the first part of your argument is as relevant as the second one. The fact that a token or a chain is used by other cryptos is not necessarily any type of protection from regulations. However, yeah, being interconnected with Swift, I'm sure that comes with some scrutiny by itself, which means that, yeah, I'm assuming Chainlink has done some extra homework to be able to work with Swift and be adopted by them. So I think there might be something there. But regarding the other cryptos, I'm not sure that's necessarily a benefit. Like, it's good for Chainlink, but if somebody wants to regulate what Chainlink is doing, they're just gonna do it. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, we're not gonna do it because they're part of the top 10 cryptos. They wouldn't care. I mean, that's just my view on it, right? So
Yeah.
but other than that, it's interesting.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it probably doesn't. It probably isn't so much of a protection against regulation. If anything, it might be worse for regulation.
Yeah.
Or might be worse affected by regulation. But I guess the reason that I pulled it out was just to show the dominance of
Oh yeah.
Chain and how much how much of it is running in the background for other cryptos. So
Sure.
it's a meta play more than it is, any particular sort of shiny investment. It really is the infrastructure. It's an infrastructure play.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally. Like, that's you're correct with that. Yeah, it's the biggest Oracle chain, and like you said, it's used by a lot of networks. So in terms of winning the Oracle race, I think Chainlink is in a really good position. But I think we spoke about this before, that we have to see what Ethereum is going to actually do in the future, because they were saying, and I think Ethereum and Cardano as well, I'm not sure if it was Vitalik or Hoskins who said that basically you won't need oracles once you have good smart contracts, because the chain will do that themselves. But I think it might have been Hoskins, because they don't actually have working smart contracts, but that's a totally different story. It's for the future. It's not relevant now, I guess.
I mean, that'll be interesting. That'll be definitely interesting. Yeah, so that's everything on Chainlink. We'll probably do like an extended session on Chainlink itself, just to supplement the previous bull thesis that we did on it. But it's really interesting as a just digital infrastructure play.
Yeah, Web 3.0.
Exactly.
Nobody move and nobody gets hurt. This is a stick up by Jerry and Adrian, the Legalized Robbery podcast.